And after more than 300 days in detention, the Andre Blaise Esama case has reached a final conclusion in Cameroon's economic capital city, Douala. The Douala Military Tribunal has acquitted Esama, a well-known Cameroonian political and social activist, and his co-accused found not guilty of charges, including apology for acts against state security and the obstruction of a public official in the exercise of his duties. The verdict brings an end to a closely followed legal battle that began with the arrest of Blaise Esama on November 2025. Plus, the Indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon are yet to visit Cameroon's Unity Palace to be received at least by the #1 personality of the Republic of Cameroon, His Excellency President Paul Biya. These stories and more will be yours in this edition of the news. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome. I'm Sean Sanda, live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital city. This is the primetime newscast on your #1 television network. We call it the 6 p.m. edition of the news, live from Equinoxe headquarters in the city of Douala, the largest city of the Republic of Cameroon and the Semak region. Now we're starting on human interest to talk about this fire incident. And of course, the fire incident that has just been reported a few minutes ago, a violent fire incident that occurred last night, rather, at around 11:30 p.m. in the Fomi Market area of the New Bend neighborhoods that's in the Douala 2 municipality. The flames ravaged several shops in the market, leaving behind a significant material damage. The exact extent of the losses so far have not been clearly assessed by local municipal officials and communicated to media men and women, but casualties are reported to be estimated to hundreds of millions of francs CFA, according to traders and their sources. The cause of the fire incident for now remains unknown, and the precise circumstances in which it started will be determined by key officials who are currently on an investigation in the market. Reports say that it affected a greater part of the Fomi market, that is an important commercial hub in the Douala 2 municipality, that's of the Vore division in the Littoral region. We shall be coming back to that, but let's get some other details with one of the traders who spoke to our reporter, Sericha Kuchu, in New Bell today.
How will I pay school fees? How will I pay school fees? How will I pay? It has not been long as I rent shop. It has not been up to 6 months. Shop don't book. Since 12 o'clock, why I don't come here for night? I still there. See how I look now. See how I look. Where I go? Where I go? How my pikin go school? How they go school? See fire still there. Still now. What have no yet. Shop don't burn. Shop don't burn. How I go to register my children for school? It's easy. It's so easy. It not be easy thing for lost shop, for lost everything. They work away empty hand. Where you come, borrow money, put for inside shop. Now my empty hand is. I don't know how I will do before my child will go.
That's an overflow of emotions there from some of the victims. A lady who says she's lost everything in the shop. And of course, according to her, she has lost hundreds of millions of francs CFA. She just rented the shop and of course moved into not more than 6 months ago. The lady is also blaming firefighting officials of not responding on time to be able to contain the flames from spreading further and ravaging the Fomi market in the Douala 2 municipality. And now we go on to one of our lead stories to say that after more than 300 days in detention, the Andre Blaise Esama case has finally reached its final conclusion. The Douala Military Tribunal today has acquitted Esama, a well-known Cameroonian political and social activist, and his co-accused, who were said to have been found not guilty of charges, including apology for acts against state security and also the obstruction of public officials in the exercise of their duties. The verdict brings an end to a closely followed legal battle that began with the arrest of Blaise Esama in 2025, just after the presidential election in Cameroon. Immaculate Fogwe has more in the following report.
The wait is over for Cameroon activist Andre Blaise Esama and equally Siakam Scotty after the judge today at the Douala Military Tribunal pronounced them not guilty, a sign of relief for the victims and also for the lead defense counsel and equally all the supporters, sympathizers of Andre Blaise Esama who have been behind him for several months following up the case. It should be noted that Andre Blaise Esama spent over 300 days at the New Central Prison.
Andre Blaise Esama and his co-defendants were found not guilty of charges brought against them, including advocating acts against state security, assaulting or obstructing a public official in the exercise of his duties.
My feeling is that Article 37 of the Constitution has been applied. It clearly states that justice is rendered on the territory of the Republic of Cameroon in the name of the people. And we can clearly see that justice was rendered in the name of the people in this case, following the fact that they were declared not guilty.
However, the victory is a bittersweet experience for Barrister Asong, one of Esama's defense lawyers. Although Andre Blaise Esama was acquitted, notably on the grounds of insufficient evidence, the defense has described the long judicial process as a difficult one.
He has spent almost 300 days in detention for no reason. I think that Cameroon still has a very long way to go in ensuring human rights, constitutional rights for suspects and also for Cameroonian citizens who could be held on detention without any reason, just to realize months after, 8 months, 9 months after, that they are not guilty.
The verdict is a victory for the defense, bringing to an end a judicial saga that began with Andre Blaise Esama's arrest on November 7th following post-election protest.
I'd like to seize this opportunity to thank all Cameroonians for what they have been doing regarding this case, and particularly the diaspora for the support they rendered to Mr. Esama Andre Blaise and Mr. Zepang Scotty Winner. I want to also seize this opportunity to thank all the media houses in Cameroon that actually shared this case on their different platforms. I am very grateful. And also to all our lawyers, those who participated in this case in the defense of Mr. Esama Andre Blaise and Mr. Zepang.
But beyond this verdict, the defense and civil society are raising concerns about the fate of other people who remain in detention in connection with the post-election tensions. According to figures provided by civil society organizations, about 200 people are still reportedly being held at the New prison in Douala alone.
And on to something else, rescue teams are working urgently to locate people trapped under the debris following a massive landslide at an illegal gold mining site in the Zamboe site of the neighboring Central African Republic. Hundreds of people are missing, with families hoping that their loved ones may still be found alive. More than 100 people are reported to have died in the incident. The president of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, CRM political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, is one of the few political leaders to have made an official statement on the incident. He raises concerns over the safety of the people or the unsafe environment in which the people were working in the illegal gold mining site. Babila Jonathan has more in the following report.
Rescue efforts are continuing at Zamboe in the Central African Republic, where a deadly landslide struck an illegal gold mining site on August 18, leaving more than 100 people dead and several others still missing. As rescuers search through tons of earth and debris, hopes remain that some of those trapped underground could still be found alive. Teams on the ground are also working to recover the bodies of victims as the death toll is expected to rise. The tragedy has triggered renewed concerns over the dangerous conditions under which thousands of people operate in informal mining sites, often driven by poverty and the absence of basic safety measures. In a condolence message issued on August 19, opposition politician Professor Maurice Kamto president of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, expressed sympathy to the victims' families and encouraged those involved in rescue operations to continue their efforts to save anyone who may still be alive and recover the missing. Kamto also linked the disaster to broader concerns over illegal gold exploitation. He accused political and administrative authorities as well as local elite of failing to adequately protect vulnerable miners and called for stronger state control of the mining sector. He further urged the justice system to accelerate investigations into alleged irregularities surrounding Cameroon's gold trade, arguing that illegal exploitation deprives the state of revenue while putting miners' lives at risk.
And Cameroon's new performance ranking of 38 public enterprises is raising uncomfortable questions over accountability, executive pay, and the value taxpayers get from state-owned companies, that's the state-owned companies in Cameroon, with 16 enterprises placed in the honest or lowest category, and discrepancies in the figures used to arrive at the 38. The classification is putting the government's performance assessment system under tight scrutiny from Cameroonians. Innocent Ase has the rest of the story.
Cameroon's new ranking of public enterprises is raising questions over performance, accountability, and executive pay. Approved by the Minister of Finance, the system classifies 38 state-owned companies according to their performance between 2022 and 2024. The category assigned to each company will also influence the remuneration and the benefits of its top managers. 7 enterprises, including Camtel, Alukam, Sokadel, Sonara, and SNH, occupy the top category. Economist Song Derrick gives a light applause to the classification, but says it should not end with the publication of a ranking.
The idea of the government to reward performance, I think we should appreciate the principle. The principle of performance is a very important KPI. It's important that companies that perform better should be rewarded. But the reward should not end at the level of reclassification. The reward should measure profitability, productivity, debt management, and a lot of economic issues.
This classification, according to him, should trigger Cameroonians to ask many questions, particularly about how performance is measured, what happens to poorly performing enterprises, and whether higher rankings genuinely translate into better services and value for taxpayers.
We understand that state companies are not measured only at the level of profitability. They are measured at the level of social amenities and the solutions they solve to local Cameroonians. Therefore, the government should not end at the level of reclassifying companies, but checking that value is well managed, debts are well managed, and taxpayers' money well managed to suit the local Cameroonians and individuals.
The concerns are heightened by the fact that the system is based on performance recorded between 2022 and 2024, yet takes effect retroactively from January 1, 2026. Another striking point is the 16 companies placed in the lowest, 5th category. While this does not automatically mean failure, some public enterprises continue to face losses, debts, and dependence on state support. The government therefore faces a crucial test whether the ranking will produce genuine accountability and better managed enterprises, because for taxpayers, a higher category should mean more than higher executive benefits. It should mean measurable public value.
In the meantime, efforts to boost development in the Douala 4 municipality remains stalled as the municipality continues to grapple with severe waste management issues, poor sanitation, and dilapidated road network. According to the mayor of the city of Douala, Rujemba Sadine, who was speaking during a strategic meeting in Bonaberry, chief town of the Douala 5 municipality, extensive work is urgently needed to upgrade infrastructure and improve living conditions of people in the subdivision. Malaglory has the rest in the following report.
Bonaberry faces environmental challenges due to poor waste management. a situation that has further worsened as heavy rains frequently wash debris into drainage systems, blocking them and paralyzing daily movement. Aside this, the municipality continuously battles frequent flooding and poor road maintenance.
Au-delà de cela, c'est que Douala quotidienne demeure au cœur des enjeux du développement de notre métropole. Son dynamisme démographique, son activité économique et industrielle, ses quartiers populaires, ses zones d'habitat en pleine évolution.
During an evaluation meeting with the Douala 4 municipal councillors, the Douala City Mayor highlighted that efforts are underway to reinforce the waste management system, develop public spaces, improve street lighting, assist local economic initiatives, and combat the flooding and climate change vulnerabilities that Bonneberry faces.
Développer les espaces publics, améliorer l'éclairage, soutenir les initiatives économiques locales et renforcer la résilience de nos quartiers face aux risques d'inondation et aux effets du changement climatique. Bonneberry est particulièrement exposé à ces risques-là.
On his part, the mayor of Douala 4 Council welcomed the promises of these upcoming projects with great optimism, hoping they will significantly boost the municipality's development.
We asked him to go ahead because we need the help of the city mayor to do veritably action who impacts our population.
However, the local population continue to suffer from bad roads, poor hygiene and lack of sanitation. Above all, residents risk their lives in seasonal floods while waiting for this meeting to yield concrete results with clear impact on the ground.
And on to sports, still no Unity Palace reception yet for the Indomitable Lionesses of the Republic of Cameroon, but at their camp at the Montfebe Hotel in Yaoundé, former head coach Jean-Baptiste Bissek came to pay a visit and celebrate the Lionesses for bringing home the first ever WAFCON title for the nation Cameroon. The players on their part used the opportunity to say thank you to the Cameroonian people for the warm welcome back home, as sportsman Sibat Jigan Gabriel tells us in the following report.
There was a beautiful atmosphere at the new den of the Indomitable Lionesses at Montfebe Hotel. The current players and technical staff were joined by former coach Jean-Baptiste Bissek, who came to congratulate the team that brought glory to Cameroon. 16 years ago, as a young beginner coach, I never in my wildest dreams imagined that it would be a woman who will bring the trophy back home. Valentine Ngele has now made history, becoming the first woman to lead Cameroon to the Women's Africa Cup of Nations trophy. In the final against Malawi, she found the perfect solution to neutralize the Shawinga sisters. Malawi had individuals. We had a team. 2 girls were troubling us. We isolated them. We respected them, but we caged them with strategy. At the reception hall, team captain Gabriela Budi Ongene and her teammates were seen taking selfies with supporters who came to salute the exploits of Africa's new queens. Only now do we understand what is happening. The welcome from Cameroonians has been absolutely extraordinary. We sincerely acknowledge the warm and overwhelming reception given to us by Cameroonians upon our arrival. We are truly grateful and very happy. Goalkeeper Michaela Biina dedicated her award to the entire team. 26 of us went to battle. I drew my strength from my teammates and the technical staff, and I stayed standing because I held myself accountable throughout the tournament. Good preparation as well aided them to the trophy. We left Cameroon fully prepared. Our goal was never just to take part. We went as a humble team, determined to execute the instructions of our coaches on the pitch. After the first win, hope was born. We told the girls, 6 games, 6 finals, take it one final at a time. On the coach's advice, the players treated every match as a final. We played every match with heart, with fight, and with the will to win. We left everything on the field, and that is why we came out on top. With the pressure now behind them, the mood is calm as the girls await a reception with the head of state, President Paul Biya, following the triumph in Morocco.
And it is with sports that we put an end to this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinoxe Television. We thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your keen attention. Now we urge you to continue to stay in the company of interesting programs on our #1 television network, Equinoxe. At 8 p.m., you're going to be having a full edition of news in the French language. As for me, I will be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m., God willing. Goodbye.